One of my favorite things in the world to do is watch Friends. I know it's been off for years and years. It's not even around, but I still find myself binge watching old episodes. And I was thinking about this today and thinking, it's the predictability of the friends in the circle, right? You have Chandler with his quirkiness, Monica with her type A of just everything has to be so neat and tidy and organized. It's Phoebe's ability to make you laugh at her silly songs. Ross always comes in with those smart comments, and Joey and him and his food, like it is just so hilarious. And of course, Rachel, she just brings everybody together, and it's just such this beautiful, cohesive team of people. And it's why I wanted to come on and share with you today that I have an opportunity for you to find your friends in the content creation space. So if you are thinking about creating your first or your next digital course, I don't want you to miss this opportunity because Amy Porterfield just opened the doors for registration for her Course Confident Bootcamp. And I'm actually offering a special bonus for anyone that registers for the Course Confident Bootcamp through my special link. So I want you to go to crystalprofit.com/Amy-bootcamp to register. That's crystalprofit.com/Amy-bootcamp. And what you're going to find when you get there is I have this special bonus private podcast series. It's called Money Mindset for Creators. So I want you to go register for Amy's bootcamp, download the podcast, and immediately start listening to it, because what this training is set up to do is to help you get your mind right about monetizing your content, making money so that you can fuel your content creation dreams. So go to crystalprofit.com/Amy-bootcamp to register for Course Confident. And I cannot wait for you to find your friends and find the people that will be there for you. Do you see what I did there? Yeah, nice little friends segue connection. Go to crystalprofit.com/Amy-bootcamp. And I cannot wait to see you inside. Okay, let's get into today's episode. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Rookie Life Podcast. I'm your host, Crystal Profit, and I'm so excited for today's episode number 9. Okay, ladies, let's talk fashion. When I start to think about clothes and accessories and shopping, y'all, my mind immediately goes to The Devil Wears Prada, right? Just one of the absolute best movies ever. So today I'm super excited to bring to you a personal stylist who unveils the world of fashion and personal shopping. Y'all, her training and experience blows me away, and I cannot wait to share with you her inside scoop on the industry. So for all you fashionistas out there, just imagine a job where you get to help people shop and try on clothes and make them feel amazing about themselves, right? That sounds pretty great to me. But if you're new here and wondering what the Rookie Life is all about, well, let me tell you. We focus on what it means to start something new, even when you have no idea where to begin, how to develop new skills in all areas of your life, and how to find that it factor that'll keep you motivated every single day. So join us as we dive headfirst into what it means to be a rookie. Come on, rookies. We all have to start somewhere. Hey rookies, and welcome back for episode number 9. So we recently did an entire series on taking care of ourselves, and I feel like today's episode goes right along with taking care of our bodies and ourselves, because we also need to feel good in what we wear. So today I'm excited to introduce you to a brand new friend of mine and someone I really looked forward to interviewing. I want y'all to meet our very own fashionista, Priscilla. Priscilla Hardenne is the founder of Style by Priscilla, where her motto is out with the old and in with the new. And boy, I can tell y'all, I know my own wardrobe needs to hear this time and time again. But Priscilla has always had a passion for design, organizing, and of course, fashion. She believes fashion and organization go hand in hand, and she's always found herself navigating towards style and accessories while she's discovering new trends. So let me give you a little bit of her background. With experience from the Art Institute of Miami, she attended the New York Institute of Art and Design, where she took courses like how to be a fashion stylist and jewelry design. She also studied at the Parsons School of Design with a specialty in fashion industry essentials, and she even has experience in color analysis, and she's a corporate image consultant. You guys, I'm telling you, she's got it all. But she's really focused her passion on becoming an image consultant, personal stylist, closet refresher, and she even makes handmade jewelry. Like, I'm just so blown away with all the things that she does. And she's been doing this for over half a decade, and she's helped so many people of all ages, body types, and styles discover their own way of dressing with a special touch of flair. Priscilla considers herself a student of life and is always continuing her education and staying in the loop with the latest styles and trends. But here's a more personal side of her story. Priscilla was born in California and raised in Aruba. She's a mother of 2 young, loving boys with an amazing and supportive husband of 11 years. And you guys, I can totally relate to this as I have 3 boys myself. But she was really striving for some more femininity in her life as a boy mom. Her oldest son and her husband are passionate dirt bike riders, and they actually own a dirt bike school for children in the Austin area. But Priscilla doesn't see her work as a quote-unquote real job. She wakes up excited and enthusiastic about her day, thinking about helping her clients feel confident. So once they step out their door, they can conquer their day in style. Just to give you an idea of how passionate she is for helping others, Priscilla spends her time volunteering for Dress for Success as an image consultant. She loves helping women prepare for an interview while boosting their confidence and style. So guys, she has experience, she's a hard worker, and she gives back to the community. I told you, she has it all. But I don't want to spoil any more of her story, so here's my interview with our new friend, Priscilla. Okay, well, Rookie Life Podcast, I'm so excited to introduce you to Priscilla. And can you pronounce your last name for me? It's Hardenne?
Hardenne.
Hardenne. Okay, so it's Priscilla, and she is just coming to us from the Austin area, and I cannot wait for her to share what it is and what she does. And we've already learned a little bit about her educational background, but Priscilla, can you tell us what it is that you do and I guess your story, how you got started and where you are today?
Well, thank you again for having me, and thank you for the opportunity, Crystal. So yes, I'm based in Austin. I actually moved here about in 2009 from Miami. So my background, I did fashion design at the Miami International University of Art and Design. So that's always kind of been my passion. I was actually, while I was going to school, I was doing personal training just to kind of, pay the bills and get myself through school, which I really enjoyed as well. So my whole passion is helping people feel their best. And you could say like between personal training and styling, it can go kind of hand in hand because both fields you are helping people.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of just where I feel that I'm my best when I'm helping others. So, yeah.
Well, that's great. So have you always been interested in fashion, like from a little girl, or did you just kind of one day just be obsessed with clothes, or, like what really drew you to the industry?
Yeah, I'm totally a girly girl. And when I was younger, I was kind of like a mixture of like, I was funny. I was a girly girl, but then I kind of lived on my grandfather's farm for a little bit. So I had like a mixture of like Barbie dolls with tractors.
Oh, love it.
And it's so funny. So I have 2 boys, and I think I'm even more drawn to like the girly girlness because,
Yes.
I got one boy that dirt bikes, and then just, boy stuff constantly. So I'm like, I definitely need to incorporate some more girly stuff in my
I
life.
totally hear that. I'm a mama of three boys, but we got to be the queen of the house, right?
Yes, yeah, for sure. So, yeah, and I love that about you that, you're a mama of three boys.
Yes,
So
three
yeah.
boys, and then we have a boy dog too. So I'm totally outnumbered.
Oh
I
my
need to
goodness,
have
you
more
are.
more
At
girl
least I
days.
have cats.
Yeah.
I have cats and they're girls, so
Yes.
I'm not totally outnumbered.
Well, I told my husband, I was like, the next animal we get, it's gonna be a girl because I need some more females in my life. Well, the
Oh,
reason
that's
why
funny.
I wanted to have you on the show today, and for those of you that don't know, Priscilla and I actually just met randomly in a Facebook group, and she said that she was a personal stylist, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's totally what we need because we've had several conversations with people who talk about fitness and mental health and nutrition, and that's all about how we feel on the inside and taking care of ourselves, but it's also important to take care of ourselves on the outside as well. So as an image consultant, is that what your official title is? I didn't know. If...
Well, yeah, so I kind of have go to personal stylist and image consultant because
Okay.
I actually just finished up a course on image consulting. So it is a little bit different
Okay.
than personal styling because so that's I'm kind of expanding out on what I want to do. So more like image consulting is more on the corporate side, whereas personal styling is maybe just kind of like people that maybe need just kind of like either everyday attire or just to kind of look better, to go shopping. It is kind of like more on the professional side as well, but I kind of wanted to just kind of go more in depth. And so that's why I went ahead and got a image consultant certification. So
Okay.
my husband laughs at me because, well, not laughs, but he's always like, you are like just my little student of life. You're always, doing some type of course, certification, reading.
Oh, I
I
love
just kind
it.
of like being on top and just, you never can stop learning, like the more knowledge you have, just the more power I think you have and the more just the more knowledge. And I think you can just give more to your clients.
Well, you are totally in the right realm of people here because that is me 100%. And I know that's a lot of our listeners too. It's that idea of the self improvement, and we can always get better, and we can always, try to motivate ourselves and motivate other people. And I think reading and taking courses and doing all that, I think that that's very admirable because it's not always easy, especially with families, to keep pursuing what you're really passionate about. So kudos to you. That's awesome. But
Thank you.
can you walk me through, I guess, the services that you offer? So if I'm a client, I call you and say, Priscilla, I need help. I've been a stay-at-home mom and I'm going back to work and I just, I don't know what's in anymore. I've been living in gym clothes. This is totally me, by the way. I live in gym clothes. I live in shorts and a tank top, and I just don't I need help. So what would you do? What is the process of the services that you offer?
So, well, I can actually give you a perfect example. So I just got a new client this week, and it was actually amazing. I got referred through a Facebook group, and she had said, I'm looking for a personal stylist. I'm starting a new job. It's like a completely new career for me, and I want to start fresh. And I had some amazing, people that just kind of like tagged me and referred me. And I felt so honored. So basically this is pretty much a perfect example because of just what you said. She literally wants to start from fresh.
Yeah.
So I had a consultation with her. I went to her house, and what I do is I literally go through like everything between what your goals, what your needs, what you like, what you don't like, your sizes, the colors that you prefer, the style of tops that you like, pants. And then I actually then went to see her closet to already see what she had, to see what I'm working with. And my whole motto is out with the old, in with the new. I like to kind of see that's why I like to start with the closet, just to kind of, so I can get to know the client. And then I also like to do a lot of weaning out. So especially if I'm going to be shopping and bringing in, new items. And I volunteer at Dress for Success. So I kind of have like, between volunteering and whatever my clients wean out, I actually take it down to Dress for Success, for, giving them clothes, to help women out to get back on their feet.
That's awesome.
So I like to promote that. So yeah, so to go back, so with this client, I'll probably be getting maybe rid of like maybe 3/4 of her closet. It's just because some things are outdated, or they don't fit her anymore. And she's even got some stuff that has tags on that she has not touched in a few years. We all have some of that. We all have some of those, right?
Well, it always makes me feel better too when someone says that they have stuff like, I'm like, yes, I'm not the only one. Like, there's other people out there.
I don't think I've ever gone to one closet that I didn't see something with a tag on it.
Well, that's good. You heard that, ladies. You're not the only one out there.
Exactly.
Okay, so you go through their closets, and then what's the next step after that?
So this one, basically for my new client, I'm going to then from there, I see what she has, what she needs. And then from there, I kind of build in my head like a lookbook on what I'm going to do for her. And then I literally go and I shop for everything in her sizes, her style preference. I bring it back to her, and then we go through a whole styling session. Like it's like a full on like fashion show. I have her try on everything. We go through it. I tell her what my ideas were, what to pair what with. And then we determine what she likes. And I rarely I'll have to say, any returns back, but I do. So I'm not going back and forth 2 sizes in each. Cause some people are kind of like in between sizes. And then, yeah, it's just, I would say that's pretty much my walkthrough, on what I do.
Wow. That's really interesting. Like, I'm just sitting here thinking that would be so awesome to have someone do that, because I've been at home for 3.5, almost 4 years now. And I look at magazines and I see what people wear, and it's like the trends are just always changing. And for me, I'm at home most of the time, and yes, I do buy new clothes and I recycle stuff, or, send it off to Goodwill and get new stuff, but I'm not necessarily one that's like up on everything that's new. So it'd be really nice to have someone like you who knows stuff that's classic and stuff that's trendy, or stuff that, is going to be around for a while.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have quite a few other clients. They have, I don't know if you're a Pinterester.
Oh, yes.
So, she even walked me through her style inspiration board. So just so I can kind of see like what she's thinking and kind of like what her preferences are. So I have a few clients that have those that I go through. And then I have even some clients, they have a budget. They have a strict budget that they want to stay into. So I even have personal relationships with like boutiques in my area that we're all shop for. And then, they'll end up getting my discount because I don't ever mark up my clothes. That's just not my thing. I charge my hourly fee, but I never mark up anything. So whatever the price is that I'm getting at the store, and then plus if I get a discount, like it's even more beneficial for the client. So, what else can I think of for the whole process of a consultation?
Well, let me go back real fast to the closet and everything that happens in a closet. I know that's like we often don't think of like a closet being such a personal space, but it really is. And recently we had a few episodes on decluttering and organizing our homes, but from a clothes person, what would be like a number one thing that you see that we can tackle for organizing our closets? Like what's to help us get ready every day? Do you have any tips on that?
Yeah, I would say, my whole thing is I love creating wardrobe capsules for people where you have, your go-to pieces, but you can wear them in different ways. If that's anywhere from pants, but then pairing it with like a different top, or wearing skirts with a different top. And this is actually a perfect example. Again, my client was like, yes, I want you to focus on like building a wardrobe capsule for me, because I don't want to just have 50 tops and I'm overwhelmed. I just want to have my necessities, which is, it can be kind of overwhelming when you have too much, and then it's like, you don't even wear half of it. So it's like, what's the point of having that clutter?
Yes.
Being a woman in business comes with its own unique set of challenges, but also so many opportunities. We get ahead by leaning in to what makes us different from business as usual. I'm Samantha Hartley, host of Profitable Joyful Consulting, inviting you to a special 6-episode series exploring the experience of being a woman in business. You want to hear from women consultants who've hit $1 million, who sell 6-figure engagements, or who've broken their own revenue ceilings? Yeah, those are my clients, and they'll be sharing too. Join me for 6 must-listen episodes that tackle key challenges for women consultants. Follow Profitable Joyful Consulting on your favorite podcast app.
Yes, no, I totally agree with that. I got rid of so much stuff a few years ago, and it just feels it's so much easier to find stuff.
Yeah.
Like I know, and I've totally went down the OCD route, and everything in my closet. My husband was like, "Oh my gosh!" But everything in the closet is color coded, and it's all matching.
Nice.
But just because, like, for me, I think I'm such a visual person that seeing it is like, oh, like I know that I have blues and I have a pink top and I do have a black top, instead of it all being, kind of shoved in together where I can't find anything, which is how I used to do it, and it was not very effective. But
no, I'm actually glad you said that, because when I do the closet organization, like I literally will put button down tops together, blouses together, short sleeve together, and then I'll color coordinate, because that's another thing of mine. I'm like super OCD. So from one OCD person to another, I get it.
You get it. You totally get it. Well, speaking of another thing that we have in common, so we are both here in Texas, and it's so hot. So what are some of your tips maybe for those ladies that are working and they still have to dress up, but it's 100+ degrees outside? Like, do you have any tips for just trying to beat the heat and dress?
Yeah. It's almost, the other day, I think, let's see, was it 2 days ago? It was like 114 here in Austin. It was just ridiculous. And I go through that all the time. I'm like, it's like, oh, it's so hot. So I like my favorite time is the fall, because I can get my booties out and, my little, you can layer. I love fall time. But for the summer, I just like to stick to lightweight crop pants, little flowy chiffon tops, because then you're still like really cute, and then it's super thin material. And dresses, just some dresses, just so you can get some breathe. Yeah, lightweight dresses, some cute little wedge sandals, and it's still good. I think it's going to be hot no matter what, but just it's something that you feel good in, so you can survive the heat throughout the day.
Yes, exactly. Well, you kind of touched on just different types of materials and dressing and everything. So I wanted to ask, what are some suggestions that you have for dressing for your body type? I'm sure that spans your entire spectrum of clients. So do you have any thoughts on body type and what we should and shouldn't do?
Yes. I'm glad you asked asked me that question because I did another body analysis training. So I have a Signia program, and it's actually a computerized system.
Oh, wow.
And it gives you your silhouette analysis. So what I usually do is on that consultation, I kind of go over through all your measurements. And then through my little program, it literally creates like a booklet about what you should stick to wearing based on your body type. It's pretty cool.
Wow. That's fancy. I like that. I need to do that. I'm like, oh, because there's been times where, of course it looks super, super cute on the mannequin or super cute on the hanger, and then you put it on and not so much. Not so much.
Yeah. This program, it's not a lot of people. I did a lot, months and months research because I wanted to offer my clients just something special, unique. And not a lot of, so this program I think there's only one other person here in Austin that's doing it. And it's pretty, like I said, it's pretty phenomenal and pretty unique. I just ordered my booklet actually. So I'm going to get, just so I can show the clients on really what it is. I mean, it's just a style book catered to your body. So it's like a color analysis, body type. It's, if you're really into makeup, all the colors that you should stick to based on your skin tone, your hair color, your eye color. It's literally a full body analysis.
That's awesome. And I'm sure it makes your job easier too, because then it's like, sure, this is what I thought, but this is really what, the program is saying we should stick to. So that's awesome. Well,
yeah, it's just for being a mom too. Like before I'll get a little personal here, but before a mom, I was a certain size. I have 2 boys now. And you're just, after you have your babies, your bodies just might not be the same as what it used to be. So you're like, there's certain things that you might want to conceal. And then you're like, okay, well, how do I dress? Because I don't want to show my little muffin top or, whatnot. So yeah, it can be challenging for us mamas. So I definitely like to help moms because now, I've been there. So,
yes.
Well, yeah.
I'm so glad you said that because I'm sure there's like 20 women out there right now just shaking, just nodding along. Yes, ma'am, that's me too. Because I know for me, I've told my husband so many times, I'm like, I just need to get something that just sucks all this in, and I need to work out more or do this. But I've just come to the realization that I'm loving my body the way that it is, and I think that you're spot on saying that there's just certain things that either once you hit a certain age or after you've had kids, you should kind of go with this style, and that's personally how I feel anyway. Because I don't feel comfortable walking into a Hollister or an American Eagle or anything, that's in the mall that is kind of the, transitional stores from being a girl to being a teenager to being an adult. And now I'm like, okay, because I'm still on the younger spectrum of mamas out there, but I'm like, I can't dress like that anymore. So doesn't work. The pants don't come up the same way anymore. No, they don't stretch.
Yep. Yes. Well, hips are wider
yes.
But we're all still, we have to be a little easier on ourselves, I think.
Exactly.
It's just moms we're way too hard on ourselves.
Yes, I'm so glad you said that. Amen. We are way too hard on ourselves. Well, I wanted to segue into a different topic, but what are your thoughts on, I've seen a lot of friends of mine and other people on Facebook and other social media outlets, but there tends to be a trend of these pop-up boutiques and online markets, and how does that really affect you, or do you work with anything like that, or what do you think about them?
I actually love the whole pop-ups. I think they're becoming more and more popular. I actually have a lady in my networking group that has one, And I think it's just a little bit more personalized. I think a lot of my clients these days, they get overwhelmed when they go shopping, retail shopping on their own. It's hard to get customer service. And I actually went shopping. So I either give the choice between if they want to come shopping with me or I do it on my own. It's just a preference. So I did have one client. We went shopping together. She's actually a speaker coach, and she wanted to, to be more polished. And we went to a store, and their whole, at the end of the day is they want to sell as much as possible. They don't care if that dress doesn't flatter you or if it's not your right color. So at the end of the day, people are like, well, I can't afford it, to pay for a stylist. But she made the perfect comment. I didn't even have to say it. She's like, you actually ended up saving me money because I didn't overbuy things that don't fit me, don't look right on me. Because I'm literally, people are, salespeople are bringing stuff in. And she kind of got frustrated at the end. She's like, listen, this is my stylist. You need to talk to her. And, they were just kind of like overwhelming and say, what about this? And this will look great on you. And it really didn't. So at the end, she bought just the necessities that she needed and not, I think people will just kind of like, okay, they get overwhelmed and they'll just like buy whatever. And so, it's just a perfect example on, at the end, you might have a styling fee and whatnot, but I really work at trying to save you time, money, and frustration. Yes. And then, so back to the pop-up boutiques, I think they'll just be a little bit more personalized than if you were to go to like a department store.
I think it's really cool.
I love them. Yeah.
I think it's cool to have the interaction too, because I've seen more people do like a Facebook Live and then they'll show like, oh, this is what, we have, or this is what I'm thinking about ordering. Like, what do you think? And then it's that personal touch. So that's really cool. I personally, I've seen a lot of them, but like I said, I'm not, I haven't been looking to buy a bunch of different things right now. I bought my summer stuff like in the spring, and so I was ready. Maybe in the fall I'll be ready to get some new stuff. But for now, I'm pretty set. But you said something interesting. So as far as the colors go for people, tell me more about that. Like, there are certain colors, I would imagine, for certain hair and certain skin type. But can you elaborate on maybe like a previous client that you've had, or even yourself, how colors, I guess, make us feel, or what you know about colors being in the fashion industry?
Sure. So it's pretty phenomenal, the course that I did with colors. You can so there's a difference between warm and cool colors. And I'll just give you 4 because I don't want to overwhelm you, because there's a lot. There's a lot more. So we have winter, spring, summer, and autumn. And then between those 4, there's, like I said, warmer and cooler. So if you're going to be, let's say, in between, let's say like an olive skin tone with a darker hair, and you're not wearing your right colors, you're going to look washed out. And then vice versa. If you're, darker skin, but you're just wearing the other colors, when it's so amazing between the pictures on when let's say, for example, in my training, we put 4 different type of colors on one person. And if you look deeply into that person's skin tone, you see like yellowness or like the color just washing them out. It's amazing what color can do to you. It's like a science. It's pretty, awesome. It's pretty, yes. I mean, it makes such a difference now. Like, even some people will say, well, I don't like red. There's a red that will fit anybody's skin tone. You just need to find the right red. That's a perfect example.
That's very interesting, because I've always told myself, like, I don't really like the color yellow. I used to have blonder hair. As I've gotten older, it's gotten darker, so it's like a sandy blonde. I'm usually pretty pale. I have freckles and I have blue eyes, and but I've always tried on yellows, and they've never really looked right on me, but it's interesting to know I haven't found the right yellow.
Yeah, it's really based, so from the consultation, so how it starts was I have different color palettes. So I find your perfect skin color palette, and then I go from your skin tone to your hair and then to your eyes. And then I build, and they're all palettes, all color palettes. And then from those numbers, I have, again, back to my little computer system. I'm kind of a nerd, so.
I love it. Keep going.
And then from there, just based on those colors, it's going to then tell me what you are between, if you're going to be a warm summer or a light summer or contrasting. Like there's over 70 different ones. That's why I don't really want to overwhelm you or anybody else. But just finding your perfect, skin tone, like I said, hair and eyes. It's pretty amazing what you can find out.
That's awesome. So what would you say would be the number one takeaway today for the audience to know about you as a personal stylist or your service or just about fashion in general?
Well, I would say, I'm coming back to my whole motto is helping you conquer the day in style. So I love making people walk out the door, giving them that, letting them look themselves the last time in the mirror and them like, dang, I look really good and I feel good. And that's just going to make their day. I would say, and my other motto is if you don't love it, don't buy it.
Yes.
And then I would say I'll share with you, one second. I'm going to share with you one of my favorite quotes, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So my favorite, hold on one second. So, Rachel Zoe says, this is actually her, style is a way to say who you are without having to speak. I love that.
That's awesome.
And then my other favorite one is you can have anything you want in life if you dress for it. And that's by Eve Head. So those are my two, because I'm all about empowering women. And again, about them conquering their day in style.
Well, I love that. And every time, I love the way you sign off your emails is have a fashionable day. I love that. It made me smile every time we were going back and forth scheduling this. And it was like, have a fashionable day. I was like,
I love that you said that. Thank you for sharing that. I love that.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. And I wanted to move into the next segment of our interview, and that's our Keeping It Real questions. And it's just something real lighthearted, but it's like what we ask all of our guests so we can kind of get to know them a little bit better. So our first question is, what motivates you on days when things are super tough? You've spilled your coffee, you're running late, it's chaos, whatever. What motivates you on those days just to keep going?
Yeah, especially we as moms, we definitely have those days because working, balancing home and work life, it can get tiring, and you're constantly on the move, right? As a working mom.
Yes.
We all have our moments. I'm not going to even say like, oh no, I don't have those moments, because I would be lying.
Yeah.
I would say definitely be kind to yourself, take care of yourself, and make time for yourself. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, we won't be able to take care of our family.
I love that. You and I, we're like in sync on so many different levels. That's awesome. That's words of wisdom right there. That's great. Okay, well, our question number 2 is, do you consider yourself a perfectionist?
Yes, for sure. My husband is always like, back to the OCD. I think my mom even laughs at me. She was like, you were just born to be OCD. Even when I was little, like younger, I would like organize my mom's closet. Like she still laughs about that, or the pantry. Like I was always the organizer in the house, she even laughs about it these days because she's like, I never had to tell you to clean your room. Your sister, on the other hand, I always had to tell her, like you always had your dolls and Barbies lined up in your clothes. She was like, I'm kind of like the only one. Well, I have my aunt that's pretty OCD too, but yeah, I've always been like that. It's just a life. I don't know if it's a lifestyle, a habit.
It's your
like
calling.
I can't go to bed with like, yeah, I can't go to bed with like a dish in the sink. Oh, yeah. Or my clothes have to be put away. Like my husband's like, just leave it for tomorrow. I'm like, no, I can't, because I'll be in the bed twiddling my fingers and I'll be thinking about it.
I love it. No, that's totally, I'm like I said, firing on the same cylinders here. I totally get that. I really do. But I think that goes back to, you're doing what you were meant to be doing, like it showed from a very young age that you had a knack for this kind of stuff. So that's great. I'm glad you're doing this. But the last question we have is, what's the best advice you would give to your younger self?
My younger self. My younger self. I would say if you have a passion, to follow your passion and to follow your gut. I wish that's kind of like my thing, that maybe one of my regrets is not really following my passion or kind of making others happy because that you think you should maybe do that. Because I kind of listen, or you're trying to make your family happy, but in the end, you're not happy deep down inside. I think that's maybe one of my regrets. Definitely just do what makes you happy. Yes, try to make others happy, but deep down inside, you need to wake up in the morning and feeling like excited, and it's not just a job, and excited to make, to conquer the day. And what do I want to say? Just enjoy doing what you love.
Well, I think that's great.
If that makes.
I don't think.
Yeah, I kind of got out of there.
No, I think that's great, because I was sitting here just listening. I was letting your words sink in, because I was thinking, wow, because I need to hear that. I think that there's multiple people out there that need to hear that every day, because if you're not happy with what you're doing, then there's a good chance you're probably not happy. So I think
life is too short to be unhappy and not enjoy what you do. And then your family, I don't want to reflect too much on this, because I was, when I had my first kiddos at the beginning, I was a stay-at-home mom. Mm-hmm. And I loved being able to stay home with them. But the inside of me, I wasn't fulfilled, mm-hmm. because I wasn't doing something. Yes, my husband's like, you have the most important job in the world. But on the other side of me, I want to achieve stuff. I want my kids to see that, oh, mom's really happy. And now that I feel that I'm doing what I love, I'm a better mom.
Yeah.
Whereas I was just 100% focusing on the kids all the time. And I'm not bashing stay-at-home moms at all. I actually give you kudos to those moms that can do it. I couldn't. I feel now I'm much happier. I'm a better mom. I'm in a better mood. And so my kids see like, oh, mom, she's doing great things. She's happy, instead of just being a cranky mom.
Yes.
So that's not really any benefit for your kids either. So yes.
Well, I think that's great. And I think that's a perfect note to end on. because you've just given us so much. Like, I want to talk to you more later about colors and different kinds of things. I'm going to be like, can we FaceTime? I'm going to show you my closet.
Yeah, I'm actually expanding and doing virtually. So that's the thing about me. You can be anywhere. You don't just need to be in Austin. With technology and FaceTime and Skype, I can see what you have. And I can shop for, people virtually as well. So that's amazing. That's one great side about what I do. It's just not, it's just so virtual now. And you gotta give kudos again to technology to be able to do that. Yeah. I kind of stuttered there. Sorry.
No, that's fine. So speaking of, what you do and your business, where can people find you? Your website or social media?
Yeah, so my website is stylebypriscilla.com. And then my Facebook page is Style by Priscilla as well. And then I'm on Instagram, which is Priscilla Hardenne. And then it's Style by Priscilla as well. And I also have a Pinterest board.
Okay, great. Well, I will be sure and put all the links to everything in the show notes so people will be able to find you. But thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much, Crystal. I loved chatting with you. Thank you again for the opportunity.
Isn't Priscilla the sweetest? She just really unveiled and simplified the world of personal style, and I'm so grateful for her insight into how we can look better every single day. And Priscilla personally made me feel better about how I can incorporate more style and color into my own life. But my number one takeaway from our interview was Priscilla's quote, "If you don't love it, don't buy it." It's as simple as that. You guys, I'm super thankful for Priscilla's knowledge and insight into the world of fashion and personal styling, and I hope you were able to learn some tips and tricks that can help you have a fashionable day. So please jump on over to crystalprofit.com, that's Crystal with a K and Profit with 2 F's and 2 T's, to check out the show notes for this week's episode, where you'll also find links to Priscilla's website and all of her social media. But I'm so happy you joined us here today at The Rookie Life. Be sure to subscribe to the show so you don't miss any future episodes. Also, please go to your favorite podcast app to rate and review the show. I'll be choosing random reviewers to receive some cool Rookie Life merchandise, and I don't want you to miss out on the opportunity to get some really cool things. But that does it for episode number 9. Stay tuned for next week's show, and remember, keep it up, rookies. We all have to start somewhere. Hey, Profit Podcast listeners. Thanks for sticking around to a little bit after the episode to hear this special message, because I want to hear from you. We are starting a new segment called Fan Mail Shoutouts, and I want to hear from you, and I want to hear your questions. What do you want to know? What questions have you been dying to ask me? So here's how to make this happen. Go to the app where you're listening to this podcast right now. Go there. I'll wait a second. Okay. Now, once you're there, you're going to see a hyperlink at the top of the episode description that says, "Send Crystal a text message." And that's all I want you to do. Send me a text. It could be casual, informal. It could be totally anonymous. Or if you want, you can include your name and the name of your podcast or content wherever you are creating, and I will give you a special shout out in an upcoming episode. So again, go to the show notes for where you're listening to this episode right now, and it will say, "Send Crystal a text message." And I cannot wait to hear from you and give you a shout out in an upcoming segment of Fan Mail Shoutouts.